count it a pleasure and a joy to be in the media house this afternoon to address my people. I say my people, I mean the Bassa nation. First of all, my name is Comrade Tobu Keke Abraham. I hail from Ndeshi Bassa community under Eke development area in Doma local government of Nasarawa state. One thing I want to say here is I'm out today to tell the Bassa people, particularly those from Nasarawa state, that I am out aspiring for the position of the Secretary General of the Bcdu, that is Bassa Cultural Development Union, Nasarawa State Chapter. Talking about my place of work and my portfolio, I am a senior lecturer with the Bere College of Education, Agarabu, Nasarawa State. I am currently the Dean Student Affairs of the institution, as well as the Teacher Practice Coordinator of the same institution. Aside that, I am also a visiting lecturer with the American College of Health, Science and Technology, and also one-time part-time lecturer with the Nasarawa State College of Education, Apanga. Ladies and gentlemen, once more, like I said, I'm happy to be in the media house today to address my people. The essence or the reason why I come out to contest for this particular office, I'll soon tell us why. But before then, let me tell us that I have gone for the screening by the electoral committee. I was screened and I came out with a very flying color. So ready for the exercise. Thank you very much. Talking about my track records, actually my track record is numerous, but let me just explain the few ones. Number one, at my little level of operation and the place God has placed me, I have taken Bassa youth, taking Bassa nation as my topmost priority. Because when I was employed into the institution, I take my time to check out where we have loopholes, especially in terms of admission. So I've taken it upon me to be employing Bassa youth in every academic section. I give free admission to those who are coming for NCE program, and I give 2 admission for those who will be coming for degree program, because the institution has been awarded a degree program. But it's one thing I've taken upon me to think of how I can build Bassa nation. So that is to tell you that in every academic section, I have always several free admission for my people. And most especially the people that I always give admission are those that are within Doma, local government. So now that God has brought me into this place today, I'm speaking to the entire nation that to have our youth who are in need of admission for either NCE program or degree program, my doors are open anytime you want to come. Number two, based on the little position I hold and the little connection I have with the state government, I've also recently, that was around 2022 to 2023, I was able to lobby the state government and they gave me 2 slots for employment. And I employed 2 Bassa youth whom are gainfully working today with the Ministry of Education in Nasarawa State. Aside that, in 2023 to 2024, this recent employment that was done by the state government also went into lobby because I have my people at heart. God, I was happy that they gave me 8 slots for the admission. When I gave out these 8 slots, at the end it was 6 that was picked. And as I'm talking to you too, the 6 youths, 5 were boys and 1 a girl. So the 6 of them are currently 2 working with the Ministry of Education in Nasarawa State. This is not an occasion for me to state this and give names, but to be precise, I have 1 from Rukubiwa, that is the girl, which I also gave her admission. This is not an occasion for me to express all I have done. In summary, I was also elected into the office of the Bcdu chairman at Bcdu, where I sat for almost 5 years. While in the power, I have an agenda, and that agenda will call it Bassa males and female student or study or education is a must. And we went into that. I want to tell us categorically without missing words that we succeeded. Because today, if you go back to Doma local government, you will have a handful of boys that some of them are degree holders, others are NCA holders, some are diploma holders, including females. Because when we discovered at that time that our ladies were almost dropped out because they dropped from school as a result of pregnancies. So we embarked into that massive campaign and we stopped the idea of impregnating a lady in the house. And at the end, we were able to win that. So that is few I can tell us about my track record. Now, talking about why I am contesting for this particular office, here are my reasons. 1, to put and navigate the positive and straight records of all the either in or outside correspondence that will be brought into the union, and to make sure I also work closely with my boss, that is the chairman, and the state executive entirely, as well as the national executive, to make sure that we create unity, peace, progress, growth, and development in Bassa land. That is one of the reasons why I am out for this post. Number 2, it has been long overdue that our people are almost denied in the state politically. In fact, appointment has been a problem, political appointment has been a problem, and all these things are happening because we do not have a strong union. By the time we're elected into the office, and we now have the power to gather ourselves and enter into office in the name of the BCD, to go and work with the government to see how they can also fix us as they're fixing other ethnic groups. Another reason why I come into this race is because I want to make sure that the entire Bassa youth are given opportunities that other tribes are also given. How? By creating avenue of where we can now work hand in hand with the government, work in hand with other and from other states like the Kogi state, Benue state, and other states to join hands together to make sure we focus on how we can create this entrepreneurial scheme, such as the tailoring, production of soap, production of book, and other things like that. By the time those things are done, our youth will also be fixed and they can now compete favorably with the global standard. Thank you. Talking about expectations. Exactly. This is the area that every contestant should have as his own focal point. In fact, the expectation I want my people to have for me, if I'm elected into the office, are as follows. One, I should be able to create a forum where the, uh, the youth, like I've said before, will be invited for a particular program such as the athletics, the football, Bassa Carnival, and all things like that, so as to make sure we create this unity, we create peace within ourselves. That is one thing I also want, if at all elected into the office, should serve as my desire for this particular office. Number two, I also pray, and it is also my desire as well, to make sure that I create, in fact, create the BCDU Day statewide. What I mean by that is to work closely with my chairman and possibly with the national leaders so that we can create state cultural day where Bassa sons and daughters can gather in a place for maybe 2 days. In fact, displaying their cultural heritage, and that can also help the society, help in fact, the Bassa as a nation not to forget their culture. Because today, if you go into our houses, we have children that cannot even speak their dialect. So in this day in, day out, attention given to them, create such program to them, before you know it, changes will begin to come. And the entire nation, or the national state, BCD, will be strongly formed. Aside that, one thing I still want to let people know is it is my desire as a computer appliance individual. I want to create a digital opportunity to our people. What I mean by that is I want to create digital BCDU. What I mean by digital BCDU is this. I am going to make the BCDU in Nassau State to become a global role. That is, all our programs, all the events will be programmed digitally, so that whether you are in your room or you are on the street or you are in your luxurious place, you should be able to access the happenings in the BCDU. You should be able to access the work of the BCDU, and we also make an open door policy where we allow everybody to come into us, tell us what is his problem, express some areas of our weaknesses, and also let us know so that we can move forward. And with this, I expect, and I also believe that if I'm elected into this office, I will make it so sure, make it so okay, highly perfect, so that our youth, the elders, and the entire Bassa nation will have a global rule. So I call it BCDU Global Rule. Thank you. That's something I want us to know as delegates. Today, I want to let us know that delegates are result maker. In other words, you can call them the result producer. Why do I say so? Because the situation in an election is this. By the time, as a delegate, you do not go for credible candidate. If you are going for any bad candidate, expect bad government. If you are going for credible candidate, expect credible government. Why I'm saying this is because you are the people that will elect us into this office. By the time I am elected into the office, as an educationist, as an experienced individual, as a competent candidate, I am promising the delegates that you people should vote us wisely. And how do you do that? Try to check our track records. What has an individual done to the Bassa land? What an individual is doing to the youth? What is the person's impact, even in the community he came from? And as a BCDU at our local level, what have you done to the BCDU? What are your efforts towards the Bassa nation? So these are areas I want people to go into that. If you do not vote us based on credibility, I'm telling us tomorrow, you begin to shout, you begin to cry. So one thing I want to make it sure here is that I do not want us to go into electing us using this Nigeria context, where somebody else there will be dictating on who to vote for. By the time you are carried away by that, you will make mistakes. So I want to borrow from the computer language, which says garbage in, garbage out. So what I mean by that is, as delegates, the type of people you bring in, expect such product out. So we as educationists will believe on quality production. By the time you are not after quality production, they expect counterproductive measure you are putting into. So as delegates, vote wisely, look at the candidate, what is track record, why do you vote, where is it coming from? By the time you go into that, we will have the fact that the dream of Bassa, which we have yearning for, will come to pass. Thank you very much. My advice to the change, if I am elected into the office or bring into the Bcdu, number one, I've said it earlier, that I'm planning to make Nassau State Bcdu to become a global rule. That is one. Number two, it has been my style of life. It's just a continual process as far as I'm concerned about lobbying with the government. We will take the Bcdu to go into the government, go into the political offices, follow those politicians and sell out our ideas and our challenges as a union. By doing so, we'll bring the government closer to us as people. So I want to advise here that the masses, the Bassa nation that's listening to me today should not make mistake to bring us into power so that we can fix this forgotten union and our track 2 into the state level, and we will make sure our programs are also carried in the air. Anytime we have little programs, we'll take it out so that people can now know that a particular union is moving. Today we are backward because our union is not strong. By the time we have a very formidable and strong union, everything that has been so strong, that has been so difficult for Bassaman to be able to do it will now be done easily. Thank you very much. To Bassa TV, I think I want to say kudos to you. You have been working excellently well. But my advice to the Bassa TV is this. I want you to be more professional. What I mean by that is let your programs be done in a well-professional level. That is, if you are taking information, don't forget in hurry, they say information is power. Yes. By the time you take an information, the way it comes, you filter it very well and present it very well. In fact, that makes the media house a quality media house, and every member, every community, every group will be happy to come into your media house because they know what they give you is what you will also give out. So for that reason, I call for professionalism in this media house. My last advice to you is this. Try to connect more persons out there so that we can also meet the global standard, just like I have said, by putting out your programs, excelling out your programs. Let the Bassa people to come into this particular media house to be giving you cards so that you begin to work like other media houses. I wish you well. Continue the way you are doing, and everybody is aspiring to go higher. So make sure you give out quality information, you give out quality representation, you pick people who are highly professional to go and source information for you. Filter it very well before you present it. Thank you very much. In conclusion, I want to thank everybody listening to me. I want to thank the media house for giving me this opportunity to come and address my people today. I also want to thank God Almighty for sparing our lives as a tribe, as a people, living together with other ethnic groups. Finally, I want to leave us with these words. In every society or a small unit of society called community, we always have three categories of people there. Number one, people who make things happen in the society. Take note of that. Number two, people who watch how things work in the society or community. Number three, people who do not know what is happening in the society. So in every society, you have these three categories of people. So I want us to look at us as aspirants. Look at us who make things happen, who just watch how things happen, and who even doesn't know how things are happening. In view of that, I want us to put our hands on deck as we go into this election. Let's make it a free and fair election without violence. Vote your candidate and vote wisely. Thank you very much. I am Mr. Tohukeke Abraham from Doma Local Government, once more aspiring for the position of Secretary General of the state. Wish you the best. Wish all Bassa Nation the best. Thank you, the Bassa TV. Thank you, Bassa Nation. Thank you, the organizer of this program, and those who allow me to come into this place to give this broadcast. Thank you so much and remain blessed.
Hello, everyone. Where are you watching from? Wherever you're watching from, I want you to take a moment and like, subscribe, comment, and share. Thanks for watching.